Right, moving onwards, I've painted in the bladder or air bag system there for the wing fold, swing wing, sorry, not wing fold. And I had to paint. I noticed I did metal on the nozzle, but the metal actually comes back further, so I've masked off and painted that in with the buffable dark iron, which I did on the engine nozzles. What else did I do on here? I've started to, well, I've took all the tape off now, so I've started, there's 3 pieces here for the inside of the canopy. Canopy is over here. I've sanded the seam line out that was there and dipped it in clear. I did that a few days ago, and I've had to add a plastic part on the inside and then the photo etch. Now that photo etch is the kit photo etch, not the photo etch from the aftermarket I got, but that also has a system for the canopy. That one you need to fold it over and twist it and do this and that. I just use the kit one. It suffices. It's the same thing. It's got the hooks that lock the canopy down on the fuselage. I've removed tape off of here because I have to glue in a piece in the process of painting it. These sit, hang on, that'll sit on there, so I'll have to glue that in. I'll finish painting it up, then paint it NATO black like the rest of the cockpit. So I'll glue that in there. That's the actual, in reality, is where the canopy would latch down onto. I've started, they're not around my paint, but I started painting up those rockets, missiles. I'm nearing all the paint work completion, and I've started painting up the slats, and the bare metal or silver, if it's either or, on the rudders is also on the slat leading edge and on the stabilizer leading edge. I've painted the stabilizers up. I've just got to finish doing the slats, and I need to paint in the anti-glare panel on the nose, which I will use NATO black for that. Decals down. There's not heaps, quite a few, but nothing like a Phantom, or it's pretty light on the stencil data. Really, it's just no step decals along the wings, some on the back, and then just the Iranian flag and markings and the rescue markings on the front, and the slime lines or slime lights, whatever you call them. So nearing completion. I had to give this a gloss coat to protect the decals, and I had to patch up a couple of areas around the red markings. I made a foobar. And I've still got to do these resin wheels, so I have to cut them, cut the hubs off, and put them into the wheel. That'll be my next job, and everything else is painted up now. So I've finished painting the slats. There's no step decals on there as well. You might see I had to touch in some paint. I used the Hobby Boss decals, are generally pretty good. These set down alright, but they took forever to lift off the backing paper. I don't know why, they took ages. And I know from previous experience with the brand, I can use this decal solution. This is the most aggressive decal solution you can get, other than using like Tamiya X-20A thinner. This is like acid, and that's what happened if you put too much and it pools, it eats away the paint, which is what happened there. So I have to touch them in, and I'll have to gloss over that to protect it as well and clean it up, blend it back in. And I've painted up the canopy, so the inside's black, and the splinter camo on the outside. I've still got to put a wait to the very end when I'm about to glue that canopy on. It'll be open. I've got to put photo etch mirrors in, which are on the kit. Photo etch fret, there's mirrors. I'll put them in last and paint them up. And I've also have to put on all the pitos, 2 on this side and 3 on this side. I've painted them up on sprue, so I'll trim them off, glue them on. That'll be like second last job probably before the canopy, so I don't bump them off. So one more day and this beast will be complete. On the air bladder bag system, I've used this brush, so I've just washed it out, so it's not just got like a saw blade bristle pattern. And I use, I don't think it matters what you use, just a different colour. I use graphite and just dry brushed across the bag to simulate the wear of the wings sweeping backwards and forwards. I've made up the resin wheels, but unfortunately the front wheel was not poured correctly, so the hub broke away on the outer side from the inner side, and I thought, oh, well, I can cut. When I went to cut it, that just snapped off, so that I'll just cut the center hub out. And when I did that, it went pinging off into infinity, so that I can spend the next hour looking for that. I'm just going to use the kit wheels for the nose gear, which is unfortunately they're rubber, but they will suffice because I'm not spending half my day looking for that small piece of resin, because I want to get this finished, because this is the last day I have time to work on it for several days, so we're back to work. So now I'm going to give the model the Fullery dark dirt wash. I've shown it heaps. I'm sure you're sick to death of seeing me using it, but like I said, it works. So you just brush it on. Get in there with those panel lines in the rivet detail, etc, etc. So do that, and when it's dried off, then I use cut bits of paper towel. I fold them up, moisten them just with my spit in my mouth and rub it back. Then I use cotton buds for the angled areas that you can't reach, 90-degree areas and whatnot. That's probably the last update I'm going to give. Probably the next look we'll see is it finally finished. Alright, done. Love the splinter camouflage on this. Really glad I went that way and did that scheme. A heck of a lot more work, but it's worth it. It just looks really good. The kit was, I'd say, is a pretty good kit. There was little niggles with it, like the nose fuselage section plugging into the main fuselage. It didn't line up well. There was a step. in hindsight I should have used some sprue or plastic card to push the narrower section apart so that it was more level. I made it harder for myself when I glued in. I had to sand it all down, and that took a while to clean all that up. That was my biggest concern really with the kit. Tomcats are, I haven't built every brand, and I haven't built a lot, but they're a bit modular due to the style of the design of the aircraft. I chose this one because it's different. Iranian Air Force, I think it's just odd that that they have F-14 Tomcats. So yeah, overall I'm really happy with the end result. It was a pretty big build. Adding the extras I think helped boost up the look of the model. The engine nozzles look nice, the pedals and that in them compared to the kit ones. The photo etch I added in the cockpit detailed up that area. The resin wheels, I always like resin wheels. That would be one of the first things I buy to upgrade a kit, but that brand I would avoid again for the mishap with the nose gear wheels, how they broke, and I'm not real happy with the overall quality of the riding and that on the tyres. Are a bit off compared to other brands like Quick Boost and they escape me now, other brands. I think at the time this was just the only brand I could get to for this kit. So I'm going to add some still photos now of the build. I hope I've given you some insight into the kit, if you're going to build it, what to look for and how to improve things. So thank you for watching.